Hello, everybody, Raven fans, Oriole fans. Thank you very much for joining us here at the Raven Sports Podcast, our interview series. So we've been interviewing people. Interviews here, we're going to do them here until football season starts, and then we're going to take a little bit of a break from the interviews because we're going to be doing our instant reaction, college football, and all that. We're going to be doing some more stuff. So take a little bit of break from the interviews actually in September when the season starts, and then we'll kind of resume it after football season is over. Maryland football preview August 24th. So we're going to talk Terps. That's one of the things we're talking about. Maryland Terp football. How good are they going to be in the Big Ten? True freshmen starting at quarterback. NFL preseason predictions August 31st. We're going to go ahead and do that. We had one of our busiest weeks in the history of Genesis Notary Services. If you know, in Winchester. Thank you so much, Winchester. One of our busiest weeks we've ever had in our notary business. So I just want to not even shill too much. I thank all of you for calling and everything. So we appreciate it. And now we have one of our very special guests here. We got the 80-pound, 480-pound gorilla from the open mic. Like it's just wind him up and let him go. From our collaboration with Driving to the Huddle, Ken, the Bear fan. This guy has what are you at? 7,000 on X, Ken?
Over 8,200 or so.
Yeah, he by far has the largest X following out of all. You put me and all of us put together, and I'm like a rash nozzle. So somebody with this type of following, we really appreciate you giving your time to talk a little Bears football. Die-hard Bears fan.
Don't twist my arm too hard. No, fine.
We were having a long conversation before camera about the Army and all that other stuff. So we got that comment as well. Army strong. Right there. We're not going to do. I'm not even supposed to be. I'm supposed to be saluting him. He's much higher. I was a specialist. He was a major. That's why he has all that time now.
Hey, but I used to wear the sham shield. I was in the E4 Mafia once.
E4 Mafia. Yeah, I never got past the E4 Mafia. Once I figured that out, I got out of there. All right, let's talk about the Bears. We're in training camp right now. As we know, we're recording this the day before we're going to air this. When this airs, the Bears, I think, Caleb Williams. What's going on, man? It's not hearing good things, seeing frustration in clips. What's true and what's not true about the former number one pick?
So, a couple things. One, Ben Johnson said this morning, being Friday morning, that Caleb will not be playing in the game against the Dolphins on Sunday. So I'm not happy with that because I think the starter should start just like Joe Burrow played yesterday, just like Richardson played and then gets hurt for the Colts, just like didn't Lamar start last night? I mean,
no,
he didn't. He should have though. I think these guys should. But now the thing with camp, there's a viral video that everyone saw. It's funny because Ryan Poles had the best comment about that. He's like, I didn't realize everyone was going to everyone's season was over because of this bad throw at practice. But the funny thing is everyone saw the first clip, right, where he's missing it was the net drill. He's just bad throws. And he's all mad at himself afterwards. The very next rotation through, every throw, a pinpoint laser dime. So take that for what you will. Take that for what you will.
Here's the problem I have with this, and I'm going to say this as respectfully as I can. You're a Chicago Bears fan. You guys don't know what a good quarterback is.
We do. We've had them.
Fair, right? I mean, you've had some decent. We're going to go to that other conversation.
The problem with the Bears. It's not that, look at the coaches we have know what a good quarterback is, the coaches we brought in. Okay, so we can't talk about coaches of the past. They're gone. The coaches we have now, a lot of these guys know what a good quarterback looks like. Ben Johnson knows what a good quarterback looks like. Eric Bieniemy knows what a good quarterback looks like. Randall knows what a good quarterback looks like. Allen knows what a good quarterback looks like. That's not the problem. The thing with that whole little charade there, look at the way clickbait is right now. When you open up your window, your browser on, whether it's you're using Edge or whatever, and all the little clickbait articles, I swear that these guys are just playing with people because, like I said, the first one, like it didn't even look. It wasn't that it was bad; it was comically bad. It was almost like he was trying to do it bad. That's how bad it looked. And then the next series through, nothing but lasers and darts. So, is Caleb messing with the media? Are the Bears messing with the media? Are the players pranking us? Because they do that from time to time. I don't know. But am I worried about Caleb? No. I'm not at this point of camp. Now, if this were 2 weeks from now, we're a week out from week one, and there's some huge issues going on, okay, I might hit the pause button a little bit. But based off what I saw in the season last year, and of course ending the season with the W at Lambeau, and as how pumped up these guys came off the field, I'm not too concerned. Could he be a little out of shape? I don't know. Maybe he partied too much over the summer. Okay, fine. I'm not worried either, because guys just come into camp with a 12-pack of beer and a sleeping bag, having not worked out at all in the offseason. So I'm not super concerned. It's a new offense. It's a new everything. This is his fourth offensive coordinator, his third head coach in just the beginning of his second season. He had a good season last year, 3,500 yards, 6 picks. I mean, pretty good rookie season. Number 5 over all time on the Bears passing list. Not exactly terrible. So I'm not concerned yet. It's just going to take time to learn this offense, to get back to the mechanics, to do things the way Ben Johnson wants, the way that the offensive coaches want. It's camp. There are going to be ups. There are going to be downs. So I'm not concerned about it.
I am where I'm differing with like some of the especially Adam and Rich in terms of, because they're just killing Caleb Williams. I absolutely love what I saw at USC from Caleb. I think him and Lincoln Riley did work well together at Oklahoma and at USC. I think he has the ability. My concern with Caleb is he turns into Trevor Lawrence. He has so much talent, so much ability that he never refines himself. That stuff matters in the league. Like, I've seen Trevor Lawrence throw this great ball down the sideline, excellent catch, beautiful stuff. Really went and then missed the flat. That's kind of what I see a little bit with Caleb, not fundamentally sound.
The thing with Caleb that I want to see, because I don't think he has problems hitting the flat, hitting the short stuff, short, medium, long. He's shown that he can hit them all. He's shown that he can read the defense. His problem early in the year was also an asset, because whereas Justin would just tuck the ball and run, he looks to throw. The problem he had early in the season last year is he was doing the Big Ben, right? The Big Ben thing, hold it too long.
Cam Newton, etc.
Yeah, except he wouldn't run like Cam would or some of these other guys. Towards the end of the year, he would run a little bit more. But then towards the back half of the season, he started to throw the ball away more too. So there was improvement there throughout the season. I mean, I don't know. Is he going to take a step forward in some ways this season? I hope so. I think just with Ben Johnson calling plays, he's got to. Just by nature of that. I know we'll talk about Ben later. But, I mean, I am not freaking out after the season he had last year. And you know what? There have been too many years where, like, camp, oh, my God, Justin's tearing it up at camp. Great. And then the season comes, and Justin ain't tearing it up in the games. Trubisky's tearing it up at camp. Great. Trubisky did okay a little bit, but that last season, he's tearing up at camp.
You can absolutely overrate things at camp. I'll give you that.
And you can underrate them.
You mentioned Ben Johnson. What are your early returns? This guy was the hottest coordinator, I think, in the NFL for the last couple of years, justifiably so, with what he did in Detroit. Let me tell you something. That impressed me. If you could turn the Lions into a winner, have it the best offense in the league, best record in the league, that impressed me. So what are you seeing with Ben Johnson early now in his first gig as a head coach? Unusual for the Bears now. They went offense on as far as a head coach.
Well, no, because Nagy was offense. Fox was offense. Trestman was offense. They kind of go back and forth, as most teams do. You have a bad offensive coach, we got to get a defensive one, and that's what they do. What they did do that I like, I think what's different in maybe this scenario than the Eberflus scenario or the Nagy scenario is this. You got a first-time head coach again, but you didn't get a first-time defensive coordinator. You know what I mean? You went out and you got him a really well-respected defensive coordinator who's earned his chops in this league as a defensive coordinator, has been a head coach himself, but is known to be a really good defensive coordinator. The early returns on Ben Johnson was one of the things Packer fans thought they could talk trash about. Oh, look, Caleb Williams and the offense got kicked off the field by Ben Johnson. Yeah, great. That's what the players wanted, accountability. Ben didn't like what he saw. He didn't like they weren't doing what he wanted them to do. So he said, go sit. All right, second team, now you guys see if you can do it. First team.
I'm hearing that a lot. He's standing up for himself. They're not able to push him around and all this.
And he's like first team. You watch the second team. If second team gets it right, this is what you need to be doing. He's not afraid to take the first team, tell him, go see your asses there and watch your backups do it better than you. He's holding them accountable. I love that about him so far. My biggest fear, and I've been saying this on a couple different shows, the morning show, the round table, the open mic, is this. I hope that Ben Johnson, and we won't know until the season goes, I hope he's not a McDaniels, who was a great offense coordinator for the Patriots, but he's killed 2 franchises as a head coach. I hope he's not Rod Marinelli, who's probably one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL, but in Denver, horrendous head coach. So my hope is that he's good, right? That he's not just a guy who's a great OC, but can't handle being an HC. I think what he's done that right now is giving me the warm fuzzies, if you will, to go military on you. Get that warm fuzzy is he's got Allen as his DC. He's got Bieniemy as a running backs coach. He's got Randall Antoinelle as his wide receiver coach / assistant offensive coordinator, I can't remember what the official title was. He's brought some people in that aren't just yes men, right? He's brought people in who have strong coaching pedigrees and success. So I like that he's done that. And whereas Eberflus was the opposite. Eberflus was like Phil Jackson without a Tex Winters, right? He was like the Zen master. Hey, bro, it's going to be okay. Let's hang loose. We got it. No problem. But his OCs never cracked the whip. They never held anyone accountable, to include themselves. I think we're seeing that difference with Ben Johnson's offense. I mean, if you hear the stuff that Eric Bieniemy's yelling at the running backs.
Eric Bieniemy has no problem yelling at people. Nothing. No. Eric Bieniemy has absolutely no problem. I think he's got. I think Eric Bieniemy is ashamed that he never got a head coaching job. I kind of don't, to this day, understand that.
That's why he doesn't get one, because the HR departments are going crazy. The guy's an HR nightmare.
What do you mean?
The stuff he yells at people. I mean, he can get away with yelling to the running backs, but as the head coach yelling like the staff like that.
That's coaching.
I know.
That coach Mike Ditka, man, never stopped yelling.
No,
I mean that was a guy, but that was different time. Things are different. I understand.
Yeah, but I'm happy with Ben. We'll see what happens in the season. I am disappointed, though. The one decision he's made so far that for me is a disappointment is the fact that Caleb is not going to play Sunday. I think at least you get him 2 series, at least. But okay, Ben.
Players are not playing in the preseason. I mean, you mentioned Burrow. I think specifically in their case, they've had slow starts every year. So they're trying to fix that, right? We're not playing in the preseason, and then we're not playing all at the start. I think that's the case of a lot of teams, frankly, in September. Yeah. September looks a lot in preseason because these teams are not playing. Ben Johnson, we talked about. I would say the one difference also with the Bears, Joe Thuney, Drew Dahlman, Jonah Jackson, Colson Love. I mean, they've really added some guys on offense and really emphasized that as well. How's the offense looked as a whole? I think Thuney he might be the best left guard in the NFL.
So joint practice.
Top 3. I had him top 3.
Yeah, joint practice day, the offense is struggling, and it's what you'd expect. There a lot of false starts, a lot of pre-snap issues, and I expect that with a new center, a new right guard, a new left guard, and a rotation at left tackle is even a three to four-way battle actually for left tackle because they added a fourth because having three wasn't good enough. Now there's a fourth guy in the mix, so that's Caleb threw some nice balls. The receivers were open. Adding Luther Burden the third was just kind of like ridiculous. I'm like, that locker room is locked up. That wide receiving room is under contract for the next 5 years. Yes, 5 years. No, 4 years. 4 years. That entire core is under contract.
DJ Moore's terrific, man.
Yeah, you got Moore, Burden, and Rome all under contract for the next 4 years. But the offense right now is struggling because the offensive line is not. I mean, it's new. There's a lot of that pre-snap issue. So I hope. Okay, Caleb may not be playing, but I hope the ones for the offensive line play. The problem we had last year is we had some injuries from the ones that kind of really hurt us early, and our offensive line never recovered. But that's where the issues out of camp today were. The defense completely dominated Tampa today, or not Tampa. I mean Miami dominated over Miami. Tua got sacked like multiple sacks. The way they called the sacks, 3 picks early. He had 1 pick all camp. Today he had 3. The offense, though, it's not. They're just not in rhythm. They're out of sorts, and it's going to take time. And that's why I think they need to play these games. The joint practices are helping, though. But the offense right now, until that offensive line comes together, even though we went from 30th in the league in spending to 6th, we're not going to see it until they gel and can get these timing issues down. And part of that's going to be who's the left tackle going to be the starter. The faster we figure that out, whether it's Braxton Jones or Ozzie Trapillo or whoever it's going to be, then they can get their timing down and we can stop getting all these penalties off the line. Because that's what the issue was today at camp. And I have a feeling that's what the issue is going to be Sunday, too.
I don't know quite what to make of your division. I don't know what to say about the Bears. Minnesota has all the elements. I don't like McCarthy at all. I certainly don't think he's the guy. Packers, I didn't think they improved much. And the Lions, I think they lost both coordinators, right? I mean, so I don't know if anybody improved, and I don't kind of know what to make of it as well. What team? Obviously, you want the Bears to win, obviously, but what would you say is the best team in that division?
What I've been saying, right if you want me to pick a division winner in a division basement, flip a quarter. I think the basement in this team in this division could have 8 wins. Did the Packers get way better? No, but they're the most static. They didn't lose a head coach. They didn't lose any coordinators. They still have their quarterback. They have their main playmakers back. They drafted a wide receiver for the first time in 2 decades in the first round. So they did improve some. The Bears, you figure they improved just by adding coaching, but then you look at what they did. They revamped the offensive line, brought in another receiver. The 7th-round running back, Monangi's been looking really good. They get Loveland to go for that 2 tight end 12 package that Ben liked so much. They improved. You look at Minnesota. They're a plug and play. The fact that JJ's a starter doesn't matter. If JJ just
that matters.
Well, no, in terms of JJ doesn't have to be the star. All he has to do is what they tell him to do, and he's going to win games, just like the guy that he did last year, right? Just like Darnold. Darnold was I said before the season last year, Darnold just brings out his inner Kyle Orton and puts the ball where they tell him to. They're going to win a lot of games. He did that. They did. The same thing for J.J. McCarthy because they've got a phenomenal defense. They got lots of weapons on offense, even though they're missing one for the first 3 weeks. Big deal. They're probably just going to run the ball. Oh, by the way, their running back room got better. So there's some improvement there. All 4 teams have questions, yes. But the basement in this division could be 8 wins, and who's it going to be? Flip a quarter. Flip a quarter.
I don't think, and not to belabor the McCarthy thing, but I think you're kind of still. Watching a lot of Big Ten football. Maryland's in the Big Ten. I can't help you with McCarthy. you're not wrong. I think that's what everybody keeps saying, but I just don't think this guy is NFL quarterback. As
He
far as
doesn't
being
have
a
to be.
starter,
Like you or
he's not
I,
as good as Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's an NFL quarterback, not
you or
maybe
I
not
could
top
go in
upper
there.
echelon, but he's a good quarterback.
But you or I could go in there and be fine because all you got to do is put the ball where they want it. So as long as you have that enough skill level to put the ball where they want it, maybe you or I can't. We're a little bit older, but I mean, most of these quarterbacks at this level, they can put the ball where the coach is telling them to put the ball. It's all he's got to do. Like, just trust that JJ will be there when he lets it go. Trust that Addison's going to be where he's supposed to be. Trust that Hawk is where Hawk is supposed to be. Trust that Aaron Jones is where Aaron Jones is supposed to be. Put the ball where it's supposed to be. Interceptions will happen, yes, especially if he doesn't put the ball where it's supposed to be or if they get delayed. But that's what's being a system quarterback is. So if he's just a system quarterback playing within that system, he'll be fine. If he tries to play hero ball, do too much, he'll make rookie mistakes. He'll turn the ball over. That's where Sam Darnold had the advantage. He had the years of knowledge to know, hey, calm down, kid. I'm fine. JJ needs to learn that, and that's where his issues might be. But their defense is brutal. They've got weapons on offense. And look, I don't want to drink the Homer juice, right, when I talk about the Bears, but I'll say this. If the offensive line is half as bad as they were last year, this team could be downright explosive on offense.
I think the Bears do have some potential to be some explosive on offense. I think all the teams, and I think that's kind of like, I'm going to echo what you just said there. It's kind of hard to decipher, I think, except for really Detroit, because we've seen it the last couple of years. We know that they're really good. I mean, they have, I think, maybe the top 5 receiver, top 5 running back. I think their offensive line isn't quite as good. That's fair. But
it's they were the best in the NFL. It is going down a little bit. You lose your starting center. You lose another to free agency if you're the Lions. You lose your OC, your DC, a couple other guys. You have contract issues now with Anzalone. They've lost a couple guys injury already, but they have continuity with their new OC, with their new DC. They hired from within, so there's continuity. So that's not going to be an issue about learning all new playbooks. They're going to do what they do everywhere, minor tweaks, especially with Ben being in the division. I think people are overselling the fact that they're changing out their OC and DC. The point that I make with it is it's not Ben Johnson calling plays now. Now it's Morton Salt companies like to call them.
I was going to ask that question. Is he going to be the one with the through the Kyle Shanahan, Mike Shanahan, Sean Payton actually be calling running the offense, even though he's the head coach?
Morton will be, yeah. Now, Campbell gets in there on both sides of the ball. He's more of an old school coach in that regard. But Morton was there when they built this offense originally. Then he left, and now he came back. The difference for them is going to be Morton's play calling ability versus Ben Johnson's, right? That the offense on base should be fine. It's going to come down to those decisions of when you run the trick play, when you run play Y versus play X or T, right? Those are the things. Same on defense with the defensive coordinator. Same scheme, a lot of same stuff. It comes down to when he sees, okay, I need to do X, Y, or Z compared to what the last guy did. Those were the changes come in. In some cases, it may be better. In other cases, it may be worse. But you pair that up with the loss, with 2/3 or 2 starters off that offensive line being gone. David Montgomery had that knee injury at the end of the year. I don't want to not bring that up because that could be an issue. Remember, he didn't do surgery. They rushed the healing back so he could play in the playoff game. I'm sure he's healed by now, but who knows how he really is. Is J-Mo a flash in the pan last year, or is he going to be good? And J-Mo's best plays last year were trick plays called by Ben Johnson. So, I mean, they have questions, but the potential for the Lions to still be a 12-win team is definitely there. It makes the division hard to call.
It really does make that division hard to call. The whole NFC, I think, is different than the AFC. I think in the AFC, there are the elite quarterbacks are there, and then there's going to be like another group there, and that's about It's going to be hard. The NFC.
Well, no, the West is pretty simple. It's the Rams, and everyone, and then you got the whatever the hell the show in San Francisco is trying to be, and you've got the Keebler Elf in Arizona, and Seattle's just like, who knows what Seattle's going to be this year.
Say who the Keebler Elf is for the people watching. Well, I caught it, but yeah. Huh?
I call him the Keebler Elf so much I forget his real name.
That's Kyler Murray.
Kyle Murray. Thank you, Kyle Murray. I had the Kyle part. I was missing the last name. And then you go to the AFC South. I mean, that's Tampa. And yeah, I mean, Atlanta could be good, but I think they're making a mistake with their quarterback selection right now. But the rest of that, and Carolina will be better, but they're not threatening for the division. And so, I mean, really, the NFC East is interesting because we know that Philly's going to be good. But, like, look at the Commanders, or as I like to say, the Redskins, HTTR. They overachieved last year. To the Redskins' credit, they knew they overachieved, and what they did in the offseason was go out and try to get guys who could keep them at the level they overachieved to.
Debo Samuel, right? And you get Tunzel. I mean, that's going to help a lot, especially with a young quarterback.
But now you got the Scary Terry issue there, whatever. And then the Cowboys – like, I don't even know why they're still messing with this Micah Parsons. Either pay the man or trade him. I'm on Micah's side 100% because he was so unselfish. Pay my teammates, get us a team, but take care of me. And then it came time to take care of them. They're like, we don't know what you're talking about. So, but they choke so damn much. They're like Notre Dame of the 90s. Every year, top 5 in the AP poll until the season starts. Then they fall away. I mean, so yeah, the East is a little more of like the North, kind of a quandary, but for different reasons. But my Bears, I'm not also trying not to drink too much of the juice with my Bears because like last year I was like, wow, this is a rookie quarterback's wet dream. This team he's coming into in Chicago because the offensive line the year before wasn't that bad. I liked the guys that they had brought in. Unfortunately, they were injured before the season even started. That didn't help. But I was like. Last year, I was like, wow, this should be a wet dream for a rookie quarterback. It turned into a nightmare. So I don't want to get overhyped on this Bears team, even with all the right moves they made in the offseason. I don't want to I want to remain cautiously optimistic versus Adam ranking it.
I think your show's called Ken the Bear Fan, so drinking the Kool-Aid too much.
Well, no, I mean, the morning show to me and a Packer fan, and then the House Hall is a Bears only show. But even on that show, I'm trying to be more realistic or temper my expectations. I don't want to let my expectations get too high so I get let down. I'm taking more of a wait and see approach to it. Like, I think they did all the right things, but historically we've done all the right things in the past and it didn't work. So that's why I'm being a little more tempered and not going full Kool-Aid. Yeah, we're going to win 15 games because the possibility is there. Like I said, if this offensive line is half as bad as last year's, they could put up 35 points a game. Easy with that talent they've got on that roster. And they've got a terrific defense.
Okay, so let's go. 2 questions I want to ask you. We're going to talk about you and all that, but the 2000 Ravens, I think the 85 Bears are the second best defense of all time next to the 2000 Baltimore Ravens. My dad was a diehard Oakland Raider, LA Raider fan. He had nothing. Mike Ditka, he just loved Mike Ditka is like this. I can kind of relate being an Orioles fan. We haven't won it since 83. I hear the 85 Bears mentioned all the time. Was it, in fact, the greatest defense you ever saw?
Yeah, it was. And I actually went to games in 85. I was at the Monday Night Football Bears-Packers game where the Fridge scored his first touchdown. I was actually in that end zone. They were the most dominating defense in the history of the game. Eric Dickerson was a beast, right? Hall of Famer. He shows up to the NFC Championship game in Chicago and got stuffed. Got absolutely stuffed. He is like he might as well not even have put pads on and got on the field stuffed. In fact, I think he might have had negative yards for that game, if I remember. It was bad. That defense was just – I can't tell you how many quarterbacks they put out of games, how many quarterbacks' careers got ended, how many quarterbacks were knocked unconscious. That defense – and look, I love Ray Lewis. Like, here's something you don't know. I'm a huge Ray Lewis fan. I actually have a Ravens Super Bowl hat from the one they won in NOLA. My first Ravens helmet I wanted to win was a Ray Lewis.
I didn't know that.
I wanted one so bad, I ended up with two. I have a Ray Lewis mini and a full size. And my full size has not one, but two inscriptions. And you know how rare that is for a Ray Lewis helmet.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
So, and what's great about Ray Lewis, like Ray Lewis and Urlacher defined a generation. Those two guys defined – it's great that they went to the Hall together because they defined that entire generation of middle linebackers. And their teammates, their B's, right? T-Sizzle, right? And Lance Briggs, both of those guys should be in the Hall of Fame too because those two duos redefined an era. The Ray Lewis defense, while Ray Lewis himself was a beast, Ray Lewis to me is like Singletary. Singletary, I think, was a little bit more intense, if you can believe it or not. He might have been a little more intense than Ray Lewis. Yeah, the eyes, right? Those eyes of Singletary. But, man, Ray Lewis, man. I remember Chad Johnson ran to Ray Lewis. And it was like he hit, and like Ray didn't even move. Chad Johnson got plastered, and Ray was like, "Oh, it's a receiver. That's nice." So, but the 85 team.
There's a Ravens channel that has that as the intro. Chad Johnson getting just flattened by Ray Lewis. I know exactly.
Ray was like, "Oh, yeah. Okay." But that 85 Bears defense, it wasn't just they were complete everywhere. People don't realize how good Gary Fensick was. How good Dave Durson was, how good just Doug Plank was. They
lost Steve McMichael, who was
McMichael, Hampton, Dent. That entire defense was Wilbur Marshall. Dent, remember, Dent was not only the Super Bowl MVP, but the Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Richard Dent, usually it's the pass rusher that gets all the press, and he kind of was almost an afterthought. With all those other great guys, all those great players.
The Fridge was that you couldn't run because the Fridge just stopped you. And he was good against the pass, too.
The only thing, Fridge, I think I'd like to see it last a little longer for him. I think that era, he had 3-4 really good years. But he didn't really have a good long career. Yeah, health. He wasn't,
the dude could dunk. The dude could dunk. Did you see that table drill? They stand and jump on a table. Yeah. He knocked that out easy. The dude was super agile, had hops for days, but his health, and that's what his problem is now. He's got really bad health. He had health issues, not like injuries, but health. Kind of took their toll on him. But that defense was just insane, and just And then, what's funny? The Bears offense 85 didn't get enough credit because that offense, Gentry, Gall, Peyton, Suey, that offensive line with Keith Van Horn and the Junkyard Dogs, they were just ridiculous too. McMahon, remember, people forget he was Rookie of the Year, his rookie year.
I love the name. I love you said the name Matt Suey. That's a name I think everybody forgets. Because he wasn't a great big fullback.
But he was
nowadays standing. Yeah, but he was there. Kind of like back in the day, like a basketball, like Kurt Rambis. The mentality was there, everything else was there, but he was a little small, but it didn't matter.
Sue was the guy who opened the door for Walter. Walter isn't Walter without Suey, and he knew that. Walter knew that. Yeah. He was not him. Matt Suey created so much ability for Walter to go do things. And he's way too often forgotten. Matt Suey was awesome. That offense was really good too, but that defense, man, just off the chain. And, but different eras too, though. 85, 2000, so many different rule changes, so many things you couldn't do in 2000, you could in 85. But and offensively too. So there were things that we had to worry about in 85 you didn't worry about in 2000. So, it's hard when you compare eras, but in terms of sheer dominance, that 85 defense is the most dominant thing I've ever seen in my life.
All right, and I'm going to give you a chance here. I told you I would. You said Troy Aikman wasn't as good as Jay Cutler. This is your chance to tell all the Raven fans right now watching this. This is your chance to walk it back. This is your chance to come back and say, this is your chance right now.
If you were to swap out Cutler and Aikman, the Cowboys, instead of having 5 rings, would have 8. Aikman was not that good of a quarterback. He played on a phenomenal team. He never carried them. Everyone else carried him.
That's ridiculous.
Really?
It just is.
How many magic drives that you would think of when you hear Aikman?
Tons. They won 3 Super Bowls.
No. They blew
out.
Dallas is down the dirt, and Aikman has to be the guy that brings them home like Aaron Rodgers does or other quarterbacks do. Aikman never did that. He was not that guy.
They were way ahead in a lot of the Super Bowls. You know what Aikman is? Aikman is Eli Manning with one more ring. Eli Manning, I think it's a stronger argument because his actual stats.
But
Eli had some bad year. I don't like Romo being subpar.
I like Romo and Cutler better than I like Aikman. I think they're better quarterbacks.
Romo and Cutler?
Over Aikman, yeah. And look, you know how football dumb Aikman is. He's probably one of the worst color commentator guys in football. Romo is one of the best. I mean, Romo knows football. Aikman, it's like, you're like, dude, just stop.
People don't understand.
Just go back to doing Miller Lite commercials.
Romo got the job because Sean McManus, who runs CBS, he said he decided that when he was a player. He said Romo would come in and they would interview him and for production meetings, and they said, God, this guy is fantastic. So he decided that long before he ever stopped playing as well. Where Aikman, I think, was in the right place. To some degree, Collinsworth left, Madden left, etc.
Jeez, he was in the right place at the right time again.
I think Aikman is a good color commentator. I think he's certainly him and Joe Buck work well together. They're
the most. I don't know who. You know what? They're the two most. They're the most annoying team calling football games, even worse than Collinsworth. I almost, if they're on, I turn their audio off and go to Sirius XM and find that team's play call and listen to them because they're horrendous.
Collinsworth has calmed down over the years. Collinsworth used to really be rough. He's kind of still is at times, but Collinsworth was to really kill
with
guys.
Certain players, he still is, yeah. But I mean, dude, Aikman, like, if Kurt Warner was there, Kurt Warner would have 5 rings. Because Warner actually was a really good quarterback. Aikman, to me, like, even coming out of college, I wasn't impressed with him. I wasn't impressed with him in the NFL. I wasn't impressed with them when when he first came in, they were terrible. Jimmy Johnson turns that program around, with a bunch, after Switzer sets it up. And he had a phenomenal team around him. He really didn't have to do anything. I mean, and look at that. So yeah, it is kind of a knock on him because he had too good of a team around him. But look, it's like people don't give Jim McMahon any credit at all. Jim McMahon did a lot of great stuff with the '85 Bears, but that defense is so great. But then when you turn and do the same argument with Aikman, oh no, he was a great quarterback. No, he wasn't. He just had a great team around him.
The guy you just said kind of gets the same thing. A lot of people respect what Kurt Warner did with Arizona.
Yeah,
for the same reason. Oh,
yeah,
because but when he was with the Rams, you had Falk, you had Holt, you had Bruce.
In St. Louis, he wasn't. And look, I was in St. Louis. I went to those games that year because the beginning of that year, the Rams couldn't give tickets away. The first half of the year, they couldn't give tickets away. I was going to games all the time for next to nothing. All of a sudden, the Rams are good. I went to Greatest Show on Turf games. And look at he had enough time to sit back there, do his taxes, call you, call me, call his wife, order a pizza. No, there's Terry. Holt for a touchdown. Yay. Okay, let me go back to my call. But by the end of his career, he was a phenomenal quarterback. Aikman never progressed like that. Aikman just plateaued and stopped, and that was it. And that's the other problem with Aikman. Yeah, he's got 3 rings. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame. But as a player himself, if it wasn't for the rings, he doesn't get in. Period. He wasn't that good.
Man, that's the information you guys can see on Ken the Bear Fan in the morning.
Look at Eli.
I didn't say that.
It's the same argument people make for Eli. If it's not for Eli didn't get in this year. Will he get in next year with Drew Brees being eligible too? Maybe not. But I mean,
Eli's a borderline Hall of Fame. I agree with you completely on Eli. I don't think he necessarily gets in without the 2 Super Bowls.
I think
because Rivers may not, because he doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Kind
and
of the same.
It's like Brees only has the 1, but he has so much more. Aikman has the 3 rings and nothing but.
Well, Drew Brees was an automatic 300 yards for 10 plus years.
Well, he's
like the only negative on Brees is like he didn't start great in San Diego. That's it. Everything he did with the Saints is a no-brainer.
Yeah, he's in that 5,500K club, right? There's only 5 guys in it. I mean, he's in that. He's in so many other record books of Breezes, but that's a difference. Like he has 1 ring, but he has all this other stuff. If you look at Aikman and you look at Eli, if not for their rings, what did these guys have? Mediocre careers. Then what's going to get Eli in his 2 rings at the end of the day? What got Aikman? 3 rings at the end of the day. That's it. That's it. And look, I get it, right? But if Romo had gotten 2 rings, he would have been deserving to be in. Cutler, same thing. I don't know why these guys don't get the Marino treatment, because they both have great career stats compared to some guys already in the Hall.
Romo was
they don't have as a ring.
Romo was no good in the playoffs.
No, he didn't have as many playoff opportunities either. I mean, he's got 1 win. Cutler has 2. But Marino didn't have a lot of playoff wins either.
Marino wasn't good in the playoffs, but again, you talk about statistically, like him and Breeze or Marino, they're the standard for the 300-yard game, in my opinion. You can say either one of those guys. They did it at a time where it wasn't like it is now, where you see it all the time.
But, and part of my Aikman take is I just don't like Aikman. So I'll be honest, I just don't like Aikman. I thought he was overrated back then. I think he's overrated now. But that's like most Cowboys teams. I think Jimmy Johnson was overrated because that team was teed up for him. But okay,
no, Jimmy Johnson built the Dallas those Dallas teams.
It was a little bit teed up for him. There were already some pieces there. He finished it off. I'll give him credit for that, but he never did anything after Dallas.
There was nothing in Dallas when he got there. He made that. He was the guy. Now you could argue, I think, with Jimmy Johnson, was he X and O coach? I don't think so. I don't think he was anywhere close to like a Bill Walsh or anything like that.
No, he was a good leader. He was a good leader of men. You can say that, but he never did anything post the Cowboys either. That's why I get a mixed bag with him. But look, they had a special run. They caught lightning in a bottle, and they made the most of it, and that's what you should do. So I'll give him credit for that.
Let's talk about driving to the huddle. Believe it or not, I actually don't know that much about driving to the huddle. You guys work with us. I know some things about you guys. Are you the guy in charge, right? Am I getting that right? That you're the guy in charge?
No, okay. You have Driving the Top Productions and you have Huddle Sports Network.
Right.
So how this all happened, I think JB and a couple of the guys, JB started doing stuff with some of the guys, and then I get roped in. And so now I start doing stuff. And it's only really JB and I that are doing anything from the huddle. For the huddle, I've been doing House Hall Report for 6 years. And I've been doing and since we went and got our own Roku and Fire TV station, we've done the morning show for just over a year now. So I do the morning show, and I've been doing House Hall for 6 years now, 7 years, something like that. So yeah, I'm one of the guys who's been around the huddle for a while, but the guys who actually started it, none of them are doing anything with the Driving to the Top, which is ironic. Well, Mike just hasn't been around. I'm sure you would if you'd be around. Bill the Packer Fan doesn't do much as far as shows anymore. My co-host for the morning, Ken, he's in one of the buy-ins. I'm one of the guys, I do all the X stuff, and I keep a couple of shows going, so to speak. Like the Bear show, it's just been me and Woody for the last year because Mike's had real world issues. But yeah, so I just been, this all started with the Huddle side. About 6-7 years ago, we started on Facebook, doing little like trash talk division, be live, Facebook lives, and a metamorphosis into finally doing shows. And so driving to the Huddle was an idea of merging some of our talent together, cross promoting, doing shows with each other. Like Jamie Malloy, he comes on and he does JB's show. Big Hoss came on Ken and Ken this last Monday morning for his birthday. And of course, you're welcome anytime on the morning show as well. And during War Week, hopefully you can come to Hallis for War Week. We play the Ravens. So that
but like I told you, I actually have a 9 to 5 that I go to.
If you have a day off, if you have like a random Wednesday, you're off. It's like, hey, Ken, I'm off tomorrow. Cool, man. Here's the link.
September, I might take you up on that. I got some vacation time in September there, right? Purposely, when the football season starts, I gotta take that first one.
But like for Hallis, for either the pregame show on Sunday morning or maybe the Wednesday night for War Week, if you want to come on for that when we play the Ravens, that'd be awesome. But that's where, and so we started this little not community, but a backroom chat on X that we're kind of all utilizing. And yeah, so it's been really cool. It's kind of grown our families, right? So, I repost some of your guys' stuff on X, some of the guys repost my stuff. We just, I'm all about supporting other podcasters. And that's the thing with the Huddle is we've always been about supporting other people. Because like, how much money I make from doing this?
Same amount I'm making, brother.
Yeah, $0. $0, 0 cents. We just like doing it. We just like doing it. We enjoy it. So, if I ever do make money from it, it'll just go right back into it. Like I'll buy a new mixer board or a new camera or a new mic. But this is a hobby. I retired. This is part of what keeps my schedule kind of there where I'm not.
A lot of ex-military too, like us, aren't as lucky as we are. Like we're out here talking of sound mind, of sound fingers. So for the most part, a lot of us, all jokes aside, a lot of us aren't as lucky. That's why that's a good thing that you and I can still go out here and do that. What other type of training did you have? I mean, so this kind of just started as what made you want to be outside of the fact that you love to talk, obviously.
Well, my background that way, so I did high school debate. I did a high school student congress, which is kind of another debate style. And then I debated collegiately at Southern Illinois University. We were national champs. And then I was a coach. How would you say it? When I went to UMSL, University of Missouri St. Louis, I had a coach my first 2 years. Then they decided they didn't have money for a coach, so I kept I ran the debate program while being a participant at University of Missouri St. Louis. We were ranked like 200 and something when I took over. After my first year, we were in the top 30 in the nation. So that's some of my background. Then I go do all my Army stuff. I was a professional DJ, all that kind of good stuff. The podcasting part just came about like about 6-7 years ago. We started doing these like Facebook lives and these B lives and that, and just enjoy doing it and talking smack with friends and talking football with friends. And so training for this formally, not really. I used to do some TV production in that in my high school years. I was actually a judge for the Golden Globes, believe it or not, because of a producer I worked with. So I have some background there, but like, doing this, a lot of it, we're self-taught, a lot of trial and error, a lot of learning things. We've changed from, hey, let's go from StreamYard to Restream, back to StreamYard. Hey, let's try this. Hey, check out this new toy. So it's been a lot of trial and error. We still do things wrong, I'm sure.
That's the cool part and the crazy part at the same time.
Yeah.
My child was, my family would have loved to hear this part, like, as far as that goes. I just intended to do 20 minutes once a week. That's it. That's all I was going to do. I was going to do 20 minutes once a week, and not on YouTube, but it was on Facebook, so I could go ahead and sell some more jerseys. And it's turned into now like several days a week, a lot of nights, a lot of things like that. And it's almost turning into it turned into now 700 followers almost now on Twitch, over 100 on all platforms.
So
it's wild. Like I was only going to do 20 minutes.
I was doing once a week on House Hall. We were once a week on House Hall. That was it. Like every Wednesday night, that was it. Now Monday through Friday, every morning. On Tuesdays, I have the morning show. Then I have open mic. On Wednesdays, I have the morning show, House Hall, and the round table. I mean, I'm on. At one point, I was on 7 days a week, every day at a show. Now it's down to 6 days a week, with 2 days a week being multiple shows, and then add-ons like tonight, like what we're doing here today. But you know what? That's fine. It means we enjoy this hobby, and it keeps me out of trouble. Keeps me from spending money on things as a retiree that I shouldn't spend money on. And it keeps, more importantly for us, the Brain Housing Group engaged.
Yeah. I was one thing, like, and also for me, is like, I'm glad my children get to see me do it. Because I always told them I was going to be in media a long time ago. I want to do that. So now they get to see, like a lot of times during the videos, you can see them walking past and everything, and I'm ducking the camera. So like, I'm glad that they get to see me actually on camera, actually doing some of the things I said that I was going to do.
Have you had this happen to you yet? Have you gone to a game and someone at the game recognized you and go, hey, I've seen your show. So 2 years ago, the Bears play in New Orleans, which I'm in the Pensacola area in the Panhandle of Florida. That's where the Army finally deposited me, and we decided to stay. So I know all about that. We go to the Saints-Bears game, and we park the car, walking a game, and as we're walking the game, hey, you're from House Hall Report. We get in the game. Hey, I watch you on YouTube. My son thought that was the coolest thing ever because my son was with me. He's like, whoa, people know my dad from doing this because he knows he's been on the podcast. Because he'll sit on game day when we used to do the game feeds, he'll sit beside me, and he'll actually say stuff. But we're at this Saints game and people are recognizing me. Last year I go to the Commanders game in DC. Bears fans who traveled, dude, you're from House Hall Report. Hey, are you guys going to be live from the game today? I mean, that's what, to me, that was kind of surreal. So I was like, whoa, just the fact that you know who I am from watching.
Would people recognize me? I haven't had that, but I will say this. I've had interviews and then people I've had with much larger channels, 10,000 like this, and they said, I followed everything you've done. So I thought that was cool. I've had 3 or 4 Ravens podcasts say, oh, man, because they're following on X and everything. So that's cool. What's next for the Huddle Sports that you, without revealing any top secret information, what would you say is the next? Or what do you want to do next? Where do you want to take this? Maybe that's a better question.
We're growing. I want to continue to grow. I want X as a platform to do better when it comes. Because, I have my YouTube channel, which is more of a repository than I try to get followers there. Because with YouTube, we've lost so many accounts for reasons we don't even know why. YouTube just one day takes your account and they don't even tell you why. Mm-hmm. X, I joined X, got monetized, all the good stuff, but I want X to change how they handle us because we've been growing. When we started doing Ken and Ken, the morning show on X, we were like 100 views a day. Now, for me, I consider it a bad day if it has less than 1,200.
Right.
That's what I consider a bad day now.
Platforms are changing all the time too. They're changing. Yeah.
But you know what? We get zero credit for that on X. So even if I'm doing 2,000 views a day, I'm not getting any credit for that on X. I want the platform to grow, but more importantly, because I don't really care about making the money. If we can make any money, cool. I can add the extra $10 to the grocery fund. You know what I mean? Or pay for my X account that way.
It's also this far.
I just want us to continue to do this and grow and bring more people in and share it because for me, this isn't about the money. Because when you start doing this for the money, it changes it.
That's the wrong answer. Yeah, I hear it.
But you know what I mean?
Another Army term, wrong answer.
Yeah. When you start chasing the dollar signs, you become these guys who just chase headlines and you're not. A lot of these guys, look at the guys who make all the big money. They're not being their authentic, true selves and giving you their real takes. They're giving you the politically correct, watered-down version that they know is going to get them clicks, likes, No, I can't do that. So I want us to keep being what we are, doing what we like, and it'd be nice to get it'd be nice for the shows to start getting the recognition. I do like to see them grow. I like to have the interaction with people on our shows because we're live streaming it, so I love the live chat and then all the comments we get interacting with people, just having good conversations about football. I don't like doing the trash talk stuff. I really stay away from it because people make I've heard the same trash talk arguments for 30 years. It's like, really, man, give me something new. And most of the trash talk it's called trash talk for a reason, because it's trash. It's not even worth my time. So I like talking football. I like to continue talking football with interesting people with great stories.
Tell the people where they can find you, brother.
So as my name says there on your screen, at Ken the Bear Fan on X, spelled exactly like that. Same spelling on YouTube. Now on Facebook, it's my producer's page, Mike the Bear Fan on Facebook, or the Huddle Sports Network on Facebook. If you have Fire TV or Roku, you hit that search for an app and just search Huddle Sports, and you'll see the Huddle Sports app. You can catch some of our shows on there. JB's kneecap biting, Detroit Lions kneecap biting YouTube. You can catch me there. I always mess up his page name. So yeah, those are the main places you can catch me. Also on YouTube, the Huddle Sports Network on there as well. So lots of places that you can get us. And we're Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Central to 11 a.m. for the morning show, Ken and Ken. Every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central to 8 p.m. is House Hall, Chicago Bears report. And then immediately following that show, or within a few minutes after, is JB's show, which is the Roundtable, which Jamie Malloy from Driving to the Top comes on a lot. On Tuesday night, you can usually catch me on Driving to the Top's open mic night. And then on Sunday mornings for pregame, because we have a pregame slot at 11 a.m. Central, noon on the East, you can catch us for House Hall, and we preview the Bears game and sometimes just some of the other games you want to see for that week. So, yeah, I stay pretty busy and watch lots of football.
Thank you, all of you, for joining us for the Ravery Sports Podcast. You heard it. Definitely Huddle Sports Network, Driving to the Huddle, collaboration with Driving to the Top. Definitely check us out on all of our social media platforms. You watching this on Driving to the Top Productions and the Ravery Sports Podcast. All of you watching right now, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you. Thank you, Ken. Always. See, I can respect officers as well as in this. See? Cool. All right. Thank you. You have a great day.